greetings to all. I'm Monique Tuzon, and this is PTV News Now. International and iconic soccer legends Cristiano Ronaldo and Brazil's Neymar have taken their talents to the Desert Kingdom, lured by new beginnings for superstars in the twilight of their careers and fat contracts to keep their bank accounts in good shape. Quietly in the backdrop, a more exciting and promising development is shaping up for the Saudis. A women's national team full of bright-eyed young señoritas seeking to compete at a high level internationally. A ball club still in its infancy, having been formerly barely 2 years back, women's play for pay soccer was totally non-existent 5 years ago. But the Saudi government saw it fit to complement their men's team, given the tremendous popularity ladies football has gained over the last 3 World Cups. Awash with cash, a team was formed after luring the best talents available to include an internationally led coaching staff, and the players are giddy with excitement over competing with the best teams in the international circuit and are rosy of their prospects to qualify for the next World Cup.
Football has been around in my family for as long as I remember. My older sisters used to play football, and they made me fall in love with the game. I wanted to bond with them so much, and that was my way to bond with them. So I started playing football, and then I fell in love with the game. Yeah.
Everyone should see and be there and to witness what is happening. You've been here, you see these national team players, they are very serious, they want to win the game, they want to improve, they want to get better. And someone who is not knowing what is happening here, I always recommend come here to Saudi, have a look, witness yourself what is happening and how to see these players, how they are passionate, how they want to play the game. I'm only interested in women's football because I want women's football to grow, I want women's football to develop. That is my mission.
The continuing resolution or stopgap bill that Congress passed and President Joe Biden signed before the October 1 deadline had one glaring absent provision: allocation within the next 45 days to aid Ukraine in their homeland defense against a continuing Russian invasion. This as a result of the staunch GOP opposition to any more financial assistance to Ukraine they say has helped plunge the U.S. government into a $33.5 trillion debt and $2 trillion deficit spending. But as VOA's Patsy Wida-Kuswara reports, Biden will make a plea to America on why it is absolutely necessary to funding Ukraine's resistance against Russian invasion.
As Ukrainian soldiers grind through their counteroffensive, the Pentagon warned that without action from Congress, funding to support the effort against Russia's invasion could run out in months. On Wednesday, President Joe Biden said he will deliver a major speech to persuade the American people to stay the course.
I'm going to make the argument that it's overwhelmingly in the interest of the United States of America that Ukraine succeed.
White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre declined to provide further details on the president's speech, but acknowledged in response to VOA's question that American public support is waning.
Yeah, we see the polling and we get that, we understand. But we also believe that it is fundamentally important to our own national security as well as supporting the brave people of Ukraine to continue that support.
On Tuesday, just days after the U.S. Congress ditched provisions for further Ukraine assistance in a deal to avert a government shutdown, Republican Kevin McCarthy was ousted as House Speaker. Jim Jordan, the first Republican to publicly declare his intention to succeed McCarthy, said Wednesday he is against an aid package for Ukraine.
The most pressing issue on Americans' minds is not Ukraine. It is the border situation, and it is crime on the streets.
Other potential candidates include number 2 House Republican Steve Scalise and Kevin Hern, chair of the Republican Study Committee, the largest Republican caucus in the House. House Republicans plan to meet Tuesday for a first round of internal party voting. A lapse in funding could impact Ukraine's battlefields and embolden Moscow.
They're very hopeful that this continued chaos stays in the United States and that there isn't any funding for Ukraine.
Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said Monday he remains confident about U.S. support. Patsy Wida-Kuswara, VOA News at the White House.
Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed apprehension on the trending events in the U.S. Capitol that could have disastrous ramifications on U.S. aid to his country to defend against Russia's attempts to invade. Upon arriving in Granada, Spain for a European summit, Zelensky shared how U.S. President Joe Biden had repeatedly assured of him continued support despite the latest setback in the stopgap bill funding U.S. government operations up to November 17 that did not provide anything for Ukraine. He also acknowledged how the next 12 months in Washington will be an even more difficult and uncertain period for Ukraine in the event Joe Biden and the Democrats do not control the White House and Congress. Just like its sibling neighbor Pakistan, Bangladesh wants in on nuclear energy. Hence, there was much to cheer and rejoice when earlier today, the first tranche of fuel from Russia arrived in Bangladesh for its nuclear project venture to augment its rather overstretched energy grip, but complicated by sanctions on Moscow. Bangladesh Premier Sheikh Hasina told Vladimir Putin in a video conference chat that this handover marks a day of pride and joy for the Bangladeshi people. Now let's turn to our Eddie Carta for what's cooking in the Cordilleras.
Ngayong pagkarabi, Pilipinas, nakikaykaysa nagiti kandidato ti 2023 Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataang Elections, iti Peaceful Election Unity Walk, anay sayangkat iti Bontoc Mountain Province. Sigon kini Police Regional Office Cordillera Director Police Brigadier General David Peredo Jr., panggap aktibidad ngayon taloy ti nakapya kinapudno a proseso ti eleksyon. Impantag na pa ti kinapatag ti operasyon ti pulisya, lokal na gobyerno ken ti komunidad. Inyunay-unay pa ti pulisya ti panang respeto ti karbengan ken opinyon ti tunggal maysa ken ti panang kondinar tanyaman na klase ti kinaranggas, intimidation, wenno coercion. Kabayatan ti programa, nagperma ken nagsapatamot lang dagiti kandidato iti commitment pledge para iti natalged na pudno ken patas a basing kawel. Iti daduma pay adaman sermata ti Benguet State University ngagbali na maysa kadagiti world-class universities baban iti panakaypaay tinapimpintas a pasilidad ken edukasyon kadagiti estudyante. Sigon kini Benguet Lone District Congressman Eric Goyap, panawanan tapno maramat digiti sanikwa ti Benguet State University tapno mapasayaat ti kalidad ti edukasyon ken manayunan ti masapsapulan da. Kinunana nga do dagiti sanikwa ti BSU asaan na usar anasyaat kasi ti bakante adaga iti sangot ti munisipyo. Maduktalan asaanan ang nagbayad iti renta dagiti nakapesto ken saan na permaan dagiti kontrata da. Kabayatan na, tarigagay na met ang mapapintas pa iti BSU baban iti panangipasdag kaya iti baro a facilities tapno makomplete met lang kaya iti world-class university iti pagilian ken iti balas yu tao. Posible pa madaan iti College of Law ken dadumapaya programs ti universidad iti Masakbayan.
Kung dumating yung time na may pondo tayo, may demolish natin isa-isa, matayuan natin ng 4-story na concrete building, siguro mas magiging modernized pa yung mga classroom, mas may encourage yung mga estudyante natin. So, gusto natin ang BSU makapag-compete tayo sa mga top universities.
Bueno, dagiti ng damag, manipo dito'y PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Eddie Carta, Naimbag, Arabi.
So that's a wrap for you today, and I wish you all a restful evening and remind you to always work hard, aim high, be kind, stay cool, and catch the news right here on PTV. This is Monique Tuzon.